Okay, so let's take a look at an exercise for sinking. Now, once again, it's all experiential stuff, so we'll just start simply. Look, you've got a real simple method that I like to use, and you've probably seen in the step-by-step curriculum. In order for you to get an actual experience for each part of the state is strength, structure, state, right? So if you're not really aware of what that means, go to the step-by-step curriculum and go straight into that. So you'll just go to the step-by-step curriculum, you can search or look for strength, structure, state. We do it a lot through our training to help you get the experience of the energetic body and the internal power of the state. I'm not going to go that deep into it now. So we'll go with this movement that we've been working with here. Yeah. So you've got strength, right? So we'll go with the punch and I go with strength and I go with my muscle force and I push. And I notice that as I push, I feel it in my lower back, I feel it in my calves, in my shoulder, tensing up. Then from here, I go into structure. I center myself and I feel my structure, which is essentially centering and sensing of the actual bone system. And from here, I use the rotation of the joint to move. So I think, okay, center, sense, and then joint rotation to move. Center, sense, joint rotation to move, yeah? And now from here, we want to use the sinking. So I let everything just sink down and I focus on the sinkingness, and as I keep that sinkingness, I then move from that, yeah? So I use the sinking, yeah? So it's not the full state, it's just a component, yeah? So I sink down and release, and I maintain that sinkingness as I move, yeah? So you use the sinking as your movement quality. Now, yes, we've got this movement, but you've got so many other movements you can do. So, you've got, for example, this movement, yeah? We're just talking about, should I just keep using the same movement? But just for demonstration's sake, I'll do other movements so you can see how the different parts of the state manifesting. And when you practice with your buddies, play around with all the different movements you want. That's the point. I'm giving you a framework you can use. For example, a punch, but more so alignment with state. And then you practice that with your training buddies. You practice that in your forms and state. You practice it on your walking, your meditation, your daily life. You practice it against the wall so you can become it. And we'll get to that in a minute, onto the becomingness of it. So for example, the movement would be this movement from the bongs, in the form, from the bong sao down to the tan sao. So from here, you can start off once again with strength system, structural system, and then from here now, state. So I sink down completely and just keep sinking and sinking as I do the movement, yeah? From here, once again, rather than using force, I let everything sink down. So I have a droppingness, a releasingness, and I move from there, yeah? So sink, yeah? So that's an example. You can do it with anything. You can do it with the bong sao movement. So I can do it with force, so really stop me here. I can do it with force, right? And just push against him, and that has a certain effect on my body. Or I can keep sinking. Use no force and then just move, yeah? Here, once again, push, sink, sink, sink. So I'm just dropping. I'm not fighting against him, I just move, yeah? So you're maintaining that release, maintaining that openness in your system via sinking and then moving. This is the foundations of state course, so there is more to it, of course. However, you want to gain mastery in just being able to sink as you move, so you stay soft and free and liberated in your body and not tensing up. So that's a simple exercise you can do with whatever movement you want. It's up to you. You can do it with a punch, you can do it with a bong sao, you can do it with coming down to tan sao, but we'll let Carlson have a go now. So first, he can go with muscle force and push against, yeah? He really comes forward with his muscle force and he feels what that feels like. Then he can go into structural pressure, or even you can even skip structure and just sink, yeah? So now he just focuses on sinking, 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 sinking as he moves, sinking, 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 sinking as he moves. Or he doesn't move, he just stands there. Okay, so that's the move, good. Yeah, and go again, keep sinking as you move, keep sinking as you move. And you can see the obvious difference in the quality of his movement. So, that's a simple exercise for you guys. If you have look, you really should have a training partner, okay? Find someone who can train with you. It's going to be so much better for your evolution. You're going to be able to chi sao with them. You're going to develop a lot quicker. Or go to a school. And train at a school. It doesn't even have to be a Wing Chun school. Go and join a karate school and play around with people. Go and do wrestling or something. You can do something. Let's just say you're in a close in contact position with someone, whatever it might be. You can play around with. Okay, if I try to pull him, how does that feel? I try to pull him, how does that feel? Stop me. If I try to pull him, how does that feel? Then if I try to sink down and release as I do, then I try to pull him, how does that feel? How does that feel? Yeah?
Yeah. Powerful.
Try to keep your balance, yeah?
I'm trying to keep my balance.
So if I pull with muscle force or if I keep sinking down and releasing as I do the movement. Yeah? See how? Thank you.
It works.
So, you know, the idea is that you're trying to bring the sinkingness into your movement. Yeah? As simple as that. So you can do that in any type of contact with a person. Yeah? Any type of contact. So it doesn't necessarily require it to be a person who's training Wing Chun or even a Wing Chun school. It's just human contact. Better if it's Wing Chun because then you can apply it with the other principles as well. So I'd prefer that personally if I could. Or better if it was an internal form as well. That's even better. But you've got to work with what you can. So if you have any questions, put them in the community and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.